Welcome back to the channel Trading Simplified. I'm a trading enthusiast and love to simplify trading. To get started, just a reminder that I'm not a financial advisor and this video is for entertainment purposes only. Alright, so the stock I want to talk about this week is Apple. Apple has been on a tear. I mean, look at Apple just going up all the way from $53 all the way up to $154. I mean, ever since March 2020, Apple has just been the stock to own. You literally could have just bought this stock and done well. But now the question is, do you buy it now? At these prices, is Apple still a buy? All right, so I mean, if you ask me, Apple buy, is it a buy right now? No, I don't think so. I think right now you need to hold. We need to see what is going to happen after these events. I think Apple stock has been running up lately, and it's because of these September events with iPhone 13, the Apple Watch Series 7, and more. Now, realistically, they're talking about this California streaming. You know, anytime that companies this big have a lot of good events coming up, it's going to ride up. The stock's going to ride up in price. And then there's going to be a sell-off, in my opinion. Obviously, I could be wrong. Nobody knows what the market's going to do. But when I just look at the event details, they're offering a new iPhone 13. You know, they're offering the Apple Watch 7. These are things that Apple's been doing. Apple's going to continuously make money. But do you want to hold them in the short term? No. If you hold them in the long term, I don't think it matters what price you buy Apple at. Apple is going to be worth way more in the future. But the thing is, if you're thinking of short-term gains and buying and trying to make money at the time being, I don't think Apple is a strong buy right now. Now, I can't just make predictions like this without having anything to look at. So here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring up the chart of Apple. I have the 3-month chart up right now. And I want to go over some key facts right now, why I think that Apple might run up to maybe 160, and that's it, and then it's going to come back down. I think over the next couple of days, we're going to see Apple make a move up. It's still September 9th. We still have a few days till the event. But if you look at the 3-month chart and you watch the RSI, how the RSI here, so when you're looking at this chart, I'm circling right here that my arrow is showing. You see that the 70 is overbought and the 51 is still overbought. But if it's down here in this bar, it's low. So look where my circle is here, where the RSI was 35. And then look, stock goes all the way up from 143 up to a high of 150, gets rejected, then comes back down. The reason I think it's going to be coming back down is because when you look at this RSI chart, look at every time that the RSI, the blue line here, was up above in the 80s. And it just drops back down and then drops back down again. But the reason I think this is because if you zoom in this area, it tested this level here of 158 and then immediately just dropped back down. Now, I just believe that after the Apple iPhone comes out, the watch comes out, we already know what to expect from Apple. We know that they're always producing money, they're doing well. I just think we need to look for a better entry point, and I think 150 is very high for Apple. And I believe that we could go back, and if we look for support levels, and that's how we want to make our entries, because we know Apple is a good company to own and something we want to own in the future. But the real support level is the 127 to 130 range. And I'm going to show you why. So if you look here where it consolidates here, so you have this chart here. And let's just bring this up, this trend line real quick. And you can see right here, there is clear support here. So 120. And then once it breaks this piece here where it's 125, you have that ride up to 134, a retest of the 120 to 130. And notice that when it hits, I'm just trying to bring up draw so we can see it. Let me just look for it really quick. There we go. So you can see that when it goes from this range, 129 all the way up to a retest of 128, that's where you get your breakthrough. So the real support level here is going to be at 131 to 130, and that's what we're going to be looking for when Apple pulls back a few days from now. All right, so marking this point, we want a decent drop from Apple to get an entry point. So we're at a high right now, 156. I'm drawing this arrow so we can see the support level when it comes down to the price target that we want. Because Apple is a great stock. It's a stock that's going to be around forever. It's the it owns like 5 to 6% of the composition of S&P 500. I mean, it's the stock everybody should have in their portfolio. I just want to have a better entry when I buy them so I feel more comfortable instead of just buying at the tippy top. Unless you're holding for 30 years and you're going to dollar cost average, I totally understand. But if you're trying to actually put a lot more money in and try to make an investment, I think we should be trying to wait for a little bit of a pullback. And I like this area. You can see a 15% discount. We want a 15% drop down to the 130 range, and then we can make our entry into Apple. Now, will this take some time? Obviously, probably. It'll probably take some time. But there's other stocks to trade in the meantime. But this is the target where I'm looking to make my entry into Apple, and I'm going to hold it once it gets to this price. I'm going to hold it for the next few months. Now, Apple, I don't want to say it's a bad stock. I think it's a wonderful stock. I just like it in the 130 range because if you go back 6 months from now, it was struggling. It was just sitting there trying to break this point. So right here, you can see I'm making this trend line. It was just struggling right here. And it's just a stock that everybody should have in their portfolio. I mean, look at this growth. This growth is just incredible. This is what you want in your stocks. And you know that Apple is good for it and it's always going to make gains, but you have to be able to just hold and just let it do what it does, which is the stock market goes up and down whenever it wants. But I just want to get a better entry. I believe 130 is the entry. You could even looking at this, I'm looking at the 5-year chart right now. Even this area of resistance around here, around 112 is monster support. So it's like you could do an investment at 130, but then be looking to make your entry around the 108, 110 area. And I know that's a massive discount, but these things could be coming with the COVID crisis, with everything that's happening. Just something to think about. And obviously, whenever you make these decisions, if you're going to be investing long term, you don't really have to worry about a stop loss. But if you're going to be buying and you're going to be like only holding this for a little bit, you don't want to be buying at the tippy top and then it goes down to 130 and you're wondering why you didn't just wait. Now that's what I got for you at Trading Simplified. Just a quick video on Apple. I just want you to be aware we have the Apple event coming up in 4 days. It's just something to think about. And if you're making you look your entry, I would wait a little bit. 120, 130 range, and then take your thing. If you like what you heard, you got any comments, I always love to see it. Just smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and then leave a comment.